We use dozens of apps every single day, but have you ever really stopped to think about how they're made? What's the secret recipe that takes a simple idea and turns it into that slick, useful icon on your phone? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now.
It's a great question, isn't it? It can almost feel like magic, but I'll let you in on a little secret. Behind every great app you use, it's not magic, it's a plan. A really solid, structured, proven process that turns that creative spark into something real and reliable. And that plan has a name. It's called the Software Development Lifecycle, or SDLC for short. The best way to think of it is like the master blueprint for any software project. It's the step-by-step guide that takes a team from that initial what-if idea all the way to a finished product. It's what brings order to the creative chaos.
Now, here's the most important thing to get about the SDLC. It's not a straight line. It's not like you just build it and you're done. It's a loop, a continuous cycle of building, releasing, and then improving. See, great software is never really finished. It's always evolving.
This whole journey is broken down into 6 core phases. First, we figure out what to build. Then we figure out how to build it. Then we, actually build it. After that, we test it, we release it to the world, and finally, we make sure it keeps running smoothly. So let's walk through each one. Okay, first things first. It all kicks off with phase 1, which is arguably the most important of all, requirement gathering. If the SDLC is our recipe, this is where we write down all the ingredients and decide exactly what kind of cake we're baking. This phase is all about asking the big what questions. What problem are we actually trying to solve here? Who is this for? Who's the real end user? And what features does it absolutely need to have? The whole point is to get a crystal clear vision so that everybody on the team is on the exact same page. So let's make this real. Imagine we're building a coffee finder app. In this requirements phase, we decide, okay, it must have a map to show cafes, it definitely needs a way for users to leave reviews, and it should have search filters, for things like good Wi-Fi or patio seating. Those are our core requirements. So once we know what we're building, the next logical question is, how are we going to build it? And that brings us to the creative heart of the process, the design phase.
And it's super important to know, we are not writing any code yet, not a single line. This is the architectural stage. The team figures out the technical structure, but they also design the user interface, the UI, which is all about what the app will actually look and feel like for the user.
For our coffee finder, this is where we'd literally be sketching things out. We'd create mock-ups of what the map screen looks like, how the review page is laid out. We'd even decide on the colors, the fonts, the whole vibe of the app. It's like a visual guide for the builders.
All right, the planning's done, the blueprints are approved. Now it's time to actually build the thing. Let's get to phase 3, implementation and coding. This is the phase most people picture when they think about software development, right? This is where developers, our builders, take all those design documents and start writing the actual source code. They're translating those beautiful plans into a real, functional product. So, for our Coffee Finder app, the team is at their keyboards totally in the zone. They're building out that map feature, coding the review system, and making those search filters actually work. Bit by bit, the app is finally coming to life. The code is written, and we have something that really looks and feels like an app. But does it work? And maybe more importantly, does it work the way it's supposed to? That's what we find out in the testing phase. This is the all-important quality check. You have a dedicated team of testers whose job is, well, to try and break the app. They hunt for bugs, errors, glitches, anything that's not right. And crucially, they check it against that original list of requirements to make sure it does everything we agreed on way back in phase 1. For example, in our Coffee Finder, what happens if a user searches for espresso and the app just completely crashes? Or what if the map is showing cafes that are miles away from your actual location? Testers find these problems, they report them, and then it goes back to the developers to get fixed. This happens over and over until the app is solid. So the app is built, it's been tested, and all the big, nasty bugs have been squashed. It is time for the moment we have all been waiting for: deployment. This is the go-live moment. This is when the finished, polished product is finally released out into the wild for real people to use. For an app like ours, that means launching it on the Apple App Store or Google Play.
For other types of software, it might mean installing it on a company's internal servers.
And there it is, the grand opening. Our Coffee Finder app is officially live for everyone to download and enjoy. It's a huge moment. But remember that cycle we talked about? The work is definitely not over yet.
Because once the app is in the hands of real users, we enter the final, and often the longest phase of the entire lifecycle, maintenance. This is what keeps the software alive, healthy, and relevant over time. Now, maintenance isn't just one thing. It's really a mix of 3 key activities. First, you've got bug fixing, because your users will always find the little issues you missed. Then you have upgrading, which is all about keeping the app compatible with new phones and operating systems. And finally, enhancing, which is where you get to add cool new features. So for our Coffee Finder, this means we're fixing a bug a user reported about the map, we're updating the app so it works perfectly on the latest phone OS, and because everyone's asking for it, we're adding a slick new dark mode. And see what happens there? Adding a new feature that loops us right back to the beginning of the cycle to plan, design, and build it. And in the end, that's the secret recipe. The SDLC is what provides order and predictability. It ensures quality every step of the way, turning what could be a chaotic mess into a valuable working product that can be supported for years, until one day it's finally time to retire it. Think about it. From your banking app to your favorite game, every single piece of software on your phone went through a journey almost exactly like this one. It's an incredibly powerful process for turning imagination into reality. Which, of course, leaves just one last question. What idea will you build next?